Is on now? All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Christina Shi, President of Student Council, and I'm excited to welcome family, friends, faculty, and those viewing through the online live stream to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Thank you to the junior and senior class orchestra under the direction of Mrs. Letcher and Mrs. Brooks for their beautiful prelude music. Thank you to Mr. Hamilton and the entire tech team for setting up the live stream this evening. They are the reason that we are able to share this moment with so many people who are not able to be in attendance today. I would also like to thank Mrs. Rachel Witt for providing the seniors with a wonderful slideshow on May 22nd. Before we begin, I would like to introduce some people in attendance today. On my right-hand side, we have representatives from the School Board of Trustees, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Rocky Killian, President Mr. Alan Karpik, Secretary, Mr. Brad Marley, and Ms. Rachel Witt. I would also like to introduce some important people in our school corporation seated to my left. West Lafayette High School Principal, Mr. Ronald Schreiner. Associate Principal, Dr. Dan Walbaum. Faculty Speaker, Mrs. Rebecca Creech. And finally, Student Council Sponsor and Counseling Department Head, Mrs. Libby Sheffield. Graduation. It is something that has seemed so distant in the wake of our world's circumstances, but it's finally here. It's been exactly 18 weeks since our last full day at school, and 9 weeks since our last official day of school. What we have gone through as a class is something that no one could have seen coming, but we listened, adapted, and learned. And I think that is what makes this class so strong. While this year didn't end up how we would have liked it to, there are still many things that we will remember for years to come, whether it be the instant that is plastered on our senior class t-shirt, or the joy we felt when we finally got to park in our own parking lot. In all seriousness, even through these times, we were able to find hidden gems, these good times that we will remember. If there's anything that I have learned in my years of high school, it can be summed up into one simple sentence. There is good in everything. Whether that good is presented to us on a platter or we have to go digging for it, it is always there. As we all begin a new chapter in our lives, and we jump into uncertainty, search for that light, and it will brighten your path. I'd like to pass it on to my friend Benjamin Dunford.
We good? Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you, Christina. My name is Benjamin Dunford. I guess I should be saying this back there, but I'm the senior class president. Before I begin, I would also like to thank the administrators, and especially Mrs. Sheffield, for permitting us to have an in-person commencement ceremony. I would also like to thank the faculty and staff who helped make tonight possible. I feel quite blessed to be able to be here tonight with so many of you, especially knowing that so many other seniors across the country do not have this unique opportunity for us in this time. To all the graduates who are unable to attend tonight for any reasons, know that we miss you and we are thinking of you. As the COVID-19 pandemic has progressed from the spring through the summer, I have found myself with quite a bit more quiet thinking time than usual. One thought that has come to my mind again and again is this question: how will this singular, monumental bit of history change me? What will I be like when I come out on the other side? Or, to put it another way, what will I have learned? I'd like to pose this question to you all today, and I would invite you to think about it more on your own. So, I ask you once again, when this pandemic is said and done, when we can safely take off our masks and responsibly discontinue social distancing, what will we have learned? Please, do consider this question carefully, as I have found it to be quite illuminating. When I was made aware of the fact that the last quarter of my senior year would take place online, I was initially quite upset because of all the events and opportunities I knew I would be missing out on. I lamented the loss of those highly anticipated activities like prom, final concerts, graduation parties, even just last days in classes. The list goes on and on. I've had a lot of time to think about this, to think about all these events that I thought I was missing so badly. The more I considered them, however, the more I have realized that what I wanted most was not necessarily to dress up in a suit to go to an extra formal dance, or to play my cello on stage in the auditorium one last time, or even to walk into a classroom again, though I would enjoy doing each of these things. No, what I wanted most was to spend time with the people I have grown so close to over the past several years. I wanted to make more memories with my friends, classmates, and teachers before I go off on my own. That is what I've missed most, spending time with all the people I love to be around at school and in the community. Life just is not the same without them. And I think that provides one important answer to my question. What have I learned from the pandemic? That people are the most important part of life. So what am I going to do with this fundamental lesson? Well, I'd like to apply it to my life in two ways. First, with people I already know, and second, with people I haven't yet met. And I'd like to start now. I can't tell you how many times I've thought to myself over the past few months something along the lines of, I wish I had told that friend how much they mean to me while I was still around them at school. Or, I wish I had told that teacher how much I respect and value them while I was still in their class. I can't tell you how many times I thought something like, I really wish I had planned that activity with those friends or just spent more time with them in person. How often do we all think things like this? We intend to say something or make plans, but then just never get around to doing it. The pandemic has reminded me not to waste or lose opportunities to make others feel valued and appreciated. It has reminded me not to wait to spend time with the people I love. When this is all over, I'm going to strive to be better at taking opportunities with people. I want to put the people that I care about at the forefront of my life, rather than accidentally pushing them off to the side. The lesson that people are the most important part of life also applies to those that we don't yet know. Think about this application in your life as well. Given that people are the most important, do we always remember to treat them as such? I have found that it is far too easy to make assumptions about people and treat them accordingly without ever getting to know them. I think we're all guilty of doing this to some extent, whether intentionally or not. So, I would implore each of us to begin to work to fix that. When this quarantine and pandemic is all over, I want to get better at seeing people first as individuals with distinct worth and value. I want to get better at listening, learning, and changing. I would again invite you to do the same. Let's all remember that people are decidedly and unequivocally more important than any pandemic, political view, and especially prejudice. Let's remember to treat all people first and foremost as human beings with individual and inherent significance. I am incredibly grateful to be with you all, and especially for all the wonderful memories I have with all of you. I have been privileged in my time at Westside to have gotten to meet some amazing people who have influenced my life greatly for good. We are all going to be moving on to our own directions in life soon, be it college or work or something else, our futures. We will be leaving behind many of the people that we already know. So I hope that as we go on in life, we don't forget about the people along the way. One of my favorite authors, Thomas S. Monson, said this: "Never let a problem to be solved become more important than a person to be loved." As we move on to the next chapters in our lives, I would encourage us all to remember that. Let's do our best not to forget what really matters, the people in our lives. Let's remember to recognize and cherish those around us and treat them with kindness. It is my belief that as we do this, we will find joy and make the world a better place. Thank you. I would now like to welcome my good friend Annalise Nauman to the stand.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Annalise Nauman, and as the Student Council Vice President, it is my privilege to recognize the graduates who have excelled academically throughout our time at Westside. We use a Latin honors system denoted by the cords that you may have noticed graduates wearing around their necks. The blue cord signifies that a student has graduated cum laude, or with honor, meaning that their GPA is in the top 30% of the entire graduating class. Would every student wearing exactly one blue cord please stand to be recognized with a round of applause? Next, we have the magna cum laude, or with great honor graduates, who have placed in the top 20% of their class, and who are wearing both the blue and silver cords. Could we please have a round of applause for our magna cum laude graduates? You may stand now. Finally, the summa cum laude distinction, meaning with highest honor, is awarded to the graduates who placed in the top 10% of the class. These graduates are wearing the gold, silver, and blue cords. And could we please give them a round of applause as they stand? On behalf of all the graduates, we would like to thank all the family, faculty, and friends here today, both in person and virtually, who have helped us achieve these accomplishments over the past 4 years. Would you please give one last round of applause for yourselves and all the support that you have shown us? Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to welcome my friend Tim Carnahan to the lectern.
All right. Thank you, Annalise. I'm the senior class vice president, Tim Carnahan. And at this time, we'd like to go ahead and recognize the West Lafayette Schools Education Foundation Scholars. Each of these students has been selected by the Education Foundation for exceptional accomplishments and attitudes in academics, athletics, and within the community. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. More specifics about these students are within the program, and we're gonna hold applause until the end. Dunya Alukazai, William Lassiter, Jenna Chesterman, Eunice Sabagia, Julia Suter, Ming Zhang, Anderson Shu, Christian Gutwein, Avery Bartlett, Eleanor Hawk, Jace Flannelly, Hojun Yoon, Alexandra Dexter, Tyler Boyle, Rakundo Tong, Lucy Good, Leka Durai, Atia Farouk, Benjamin Dunford, Christina Shee, Aaron Kane, Addison Edwards, Elena Amonade, Kirsten Wood, and Abigail Richardson. Congratulations, everyone. All right, you all can all be seated now, and I'd like to welcome the senior class secretary, Rohit Tootie.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rohit Tootie. I'm the senior class secretary. And before I introduce this year's faculty speaker, I'd like to start off with a few thank yous. Firstly, the administration and everyone behind the scenes. I don't think you'll ever get the credit you deserve, but the principals, the secretaries, the counselors, the tech guys, the janitors, everybody, you guys all do so many things to make sure that everything runs smoothly, and that can't be easy while you're trying to control 1,200 immature teenagers on a daily basis. So thank you for everything that you do. Next, the faculty. I think every student's favorite part of a high school experience is a good teacher. Everyone has a lot of classes that they don't enjoy, whether it's because they don't like the subject or their friends aren't in that class. But having a teacher or a class that you enjoy because of the teacher is such a truly special experience that can really brighten up your day. I think everyone sitting here can think of at least one teacher whose class they look forward to every day, and teachers whose lessons really transcend the classroom. These are the teachers that students will remember for the rest of their lives. You are all so incredibly supportive and guiding, and for a lot of us, our teachers end up becoming our good friends and our mentors. So on behalf of the class of 2020, I wanted to thank each and every one of our faculty members. There's one teacher we feel that really embodied all of these qualities and more, and that teacher is Mrs. Rebecca Creech. Not only is Mrs. Creech an excellent teacher, but she's a full-time mom, coach, club sponsor, and probably a bunch of other things too. I've had the personal privilege of having Mrs. Creech twice in high school, and both classes I had with her were some of my favorites. Her classroom is always so bright and full of smiles and laughter, and Mrs. Creech does such a good job of making sure that her students actually understand what they're learning. Whether it's taking the extra minute to listen to and answer your question, or designing all of these really creative labs that actually show why stuff is happening, so you're not just memorizing everything, Mrs. Creech really cares about you understanding the material. And I think that's evident because I'm confident everyone here still remembers that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And even outside the classroom, Mrs. Creech is always so friendly. She'll say hi to you in the hallways, and she'll always make you feel as if you're her favorite student. This is such an indescribable feeling and an amazing quality to have in a teacher. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce the faculty speaker for the class of 2020, Mrs. Rebecca Creech.
Well, with no softball this spring, I'm a little out of practice with this, but I think this would be a great time for us to take a little water break. So everybody, get a drink of water if you brought it with you. Your big moment is coming up and you need to be hydrated. Thank you for that kind introduction, Rohith. But this tumbler is the real reason I'm standing here. I was one of the few teachers who was stupid enough, supportive enough, to buy one of their overpriced tumblers during freshman year. Thanks, Christina. Mrs. Schott thinks it's fitting that a biology teacher is giving the Corona commencement address, and she's right. I'm the only one who could actually bring the coronavirus here. And folks, this is why we wear masks. You just never know who has it and where it might show up. As a biology teacher, I thought we'd learn one more lesson together by discussing one of my favorite biology concepts. Don't worry, it's not photosynthesis, and it's not apoptosis for those who are thinking that. It's homeostasis. How our body works hard to stay the same, to maintain normal conditions. While maintaining your blood glucose level keeps you alive, homeostasis, staying the same, maintaining your current level, does not make a life. We do not want you to maintain who you are today. To maintain would mean to settle, to never grow from the person you are sitting here today. All of you have room to grow. While some of you think you are perfect, or at least your parents do, you are not. Being successful isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Progress toward becoming a better you and making your world a better place. I want you to fight homeostasis in your life. Think about if you were still the same person you were at Cumberland when you began your formal education. Some of you would still be looking for Miss Marie's blue bus. Think, have you really achieved your greatest success in life? Have you painted your best masterpiece or played your finest symphony? Have you run your fastest race? Have you really learned everything there is to learn? Well, the good news is I know you can grow and develop as students and people because I've seen you do it over the past 4 years of high school. And that's a good thing because I really did not like you as freshmen. Remember how quiet you were in class? You drove me crazy. Some of you lacked confidence in your own abilities. Some of you didn't want to say something that could offend a classmate or make yourself stand out as smarter. However, you've seen over the past 4 years just how important it is for the quiet and educated to speak and be heard. So how do you continue to grow? Adversity. In Jonathan Haidt's The Happiness Hypothesis, he devotes an entire chapter to the positive impact of adversity. Rising to face a challenge reveals hidden abilities. When you see what you can really do, your self-concept changes, and this can lead to growth. The Dalai Lama said, "The person who had more experience of hardships can stand more firmly in the face of problems than the person who has never experienced suffering." From this angle, then, some suffering can be a good lesson in life. So you need to suffer to learn. See, it wasn't your teachers being mean all these years. We were giving you opportunities to grow. So let's celebrate all the failures that got you to this point. All the missed test questions, the rewritten essays, the misplayed notes, the lost games. What has been your biggest mistake, your biggest learning moment? Remember, sometimes you just have to let the van roll down the hill into a fence to learn the importance of using the brake when parking. Homeostasis, maintaining normal. Well, there was no normal this spring. You experienced adversity with all the corona cancellations and changes to your life. Height shared that facing adversity in your late teens and early 20s is critical for growth. The world has definitely set you up for success. My grandpa grew up during the Depression as part of the greatest generation. When he died, we discovered drawers filled with broken shoelaces that he had been saving because you just never know when you might need them. Being frugal and innovative with reusing items became who Grandpa was. He rarely complained and was always thankful for what he had. He faced adversity as a teenager, just as you are. You are starting your post-high school life during a pandemic. This won't define you, but it will become part of who you are. Will you be our next greatest generation? What will you be known for, besides always having a stockpile of toilet paper and hand sanitizer? We've all lost things since March 13th when we thought we were just going away for spring break plus. But think about what you have gained, and not just more sleep, a new hobby, a closer connection with your family, a realization of the importance of friendships. Instead of crying, "Oh, woe is me," this class found creative solutions. I heard about those Zoom proms. Through this adversity, you became stronger. You became better people. There is no clear life and path. And if the adults in your life truly love you, they should not remove obstacles for you. You must continue to face challenges and embrace your mistakes for what they are, opportunities to grow. And that's what we want you to continue to do. Fight homeostasis, change, grow, become better people, and make your world a better place. And one more thing, a final homework assignment. It's a recurring one with due dates every year, and completing it could truly mean life or death. Do you have your dockets ready? 2 things, vaccinate and vote. Thank you.
Okay, while we have a quick set change, to prepare for the presentation of diplomas, I want to just take an opportunity here before the evening wraps up, which it will quickly, to thank several people, and there are so many we could thank, and we're not going to start doing that. But I do want our officers to please stand. Christina, Benjamin, Annalise, Rohith, Tim, Adam, please stand up, you guys. And also class sponsor, Mrs. Sheffield, who's way back there. Just to reiterate, I appreciate that everybody thanks the administration and the board for doing this. But it's because of these people that this really happened. So they stayed with it, did a lot of virtual meetings, and finally came up with a plan that brought us here today. So give them a round of applause, please. Here we are. One more thing for seniors, just a reminder that after Dr. Killian's pronouncement of graduation, he'll be dismissing you by rows. So in your exaltation after you get your award, make sure that you follow his directions. And parents and friends, if you will all depart through the various exits. You can do that on your own.
Well, let's get some diplomas. Tonight will be somewhat unusual from a typical graduation ceremony in that we will also be reading the names of graduates who are not walking tonight. There are several students who have already left, departed for school, work, moved out of town, or are otherwise unable to be here. So there may be some gaps there with students walking across. And also, this is the first graduation ceremony that I know of where we have not had a rehearsal. So be patient, but you guys are West Side kids, figure it out. All set? Mir Absar. Kyle Joseph Adams. Lucas Adams. Lucia Agnew. Make a note for next year, make sure we rehearse. Toby Ajuan. Tim Carnahan. Rohith Reddy Tootie. Benjamin Bradley Dunford Jr. Christina Shee. Annalise Marie Nauman. Adam Ernst. Omer Ali. Jennifer Alessandra Allen. Jihad Khalid Almamari. Dunya Alukaze. Muhammad Ali. Kenneth Anag. Chastity Anzaldua. Caitlin Aubrey. Thomas Bailey. Maya Baker. Luke Balagtas. Brendan Baldry. Mason Barnett. Avery Bartlett. Justin Baxter. Carmen Benes Magana. Sierra Marie Burnt. Spencer Blankman. Jackson Michael Bogue. Tucker Chadwick Bogue. Larissa Bota. Tyler Boyle. Ryan Brooks. Wilfried Brown Grimm. Treston Brumley. Jet Clifton Burton. Evelyn Kai. Alexa Carnahan. Jingyang Chen. Jenna Chesterman. Suhan Cho. Josh Church. Alex Dexter. Hob Dos Santos. Andrew David Downey. Dawson Driggs. John Dew. Gavin Arthur Duffy. Leica Durai. Addison Renee Edwards. Mara England. Isabel K. Espinosa. Maria Falk. Atia Farouk. Shahir Khalid Farouki. Jace Flannelly. Riley Gardner. Cameron Charles Gary. Joseph Patrick Gavin. Megan Giltmeyer. Lucy Good. Joshua Nicholas Gordon. Eileen Gulen. Christian George Gutwine. Xander Hahn. Samantha Hallett. Zach Hands. Eleanor Huck. Ajay Hustak. Bettina Erica Santos Hinares. Paige Hillebo. Andy Maria Hodge. Henry Hodge. Grace Ann Holler. Emily Horan. Jack Harrison Howard. Keegan Foster Howells. Carlisle Hubbard. Marzia Hussein. Sheikh Bassem Hussein. Samuel Josiah Hyde. Dallin Rand Jackson. Nico Reed Jacoby. Crystal Jang. Oscar Manuel Jimenez Corridor. Colin Johnson. Lamont Johnson Jr. Caroline Jordan. Diana Young. Aaron Kane. Emre Keskin. Karem Keskin. Jack Kinzig. Andy Kim. Jeremy Nip. Kieran Kaloch. Kieran. Livia Cosney. Emma Rose Kosnick. Emma Rose Kosnick. Caleb Crockover. David Austin Krogman. Diane Kwan. William Lassiter. Alex Kyungmoon Lee. Gong Suk Lee. Jason Rudolph Leto. Lydia Lynn Lichty. Ksenia Nadia Lewitsky. Alice Lynn. Ryan Livingston. Jessica Louise Love. Jonathan Wesley Love. Keegan S. Love. Solomon Lowe. Heather Marie Lua. Alexandra Lynham. Chun-Lu Ma. Hannah Eleonora Manson. Sam McClurg. Alec Meister. Tyler Milam. Jackson Miller. Alessia Miloszewski. Samuel J. Montez. Thomas Morgan. Aaron Morris. Bryson J. Mumford. Madeline K. Myers. Elena Amonade. Brian Oxender. Isani Panagrahi. Celia Pardillo Lopez. Caroline Parker. Olivia Pedley. Lucia Perrin. David A. Pope, Jr. Adora Sandra Lee Pusey. Yasas Ratnayaka. Gavin Redmond. James Richards. Abigail Rose Richardson. Tushar Surdesai. Edith May Schlutenhofer. Ben Schumacher. Doni Shano. Connor N. Simpson. Annika Noel Stallings. Matthew Stanchu. Aiden Sturgeon. Eunice Cecilia Subagia. Julia Suter. Shay Solkowski. Suvi Taylor Gibson. Noah Theobald. Rakundo Tong. Harrison Truitt. Pooja Reddy Tootie. Sophia Tyson. Nathan Clay Umberger. Miguel Vandermensbrugge. Tucker Sky Vanderweilen. Antazion Vargas. Nicole Juliette Verata. Madeline Ray White. Jalea Nicole Williams. Kirsten Beth Wood. Jasmine Wright. Kevin Zhu. Shinja Shu. Caleb Scott Yeoman. William Yu. Hojun Yoon. Talal Zaim. Benny Zhang. Lexuan Zhao and Alex Zhou. As we get the stage set up again, I'd like to introduce the Student Council Exec Board Secretary, Adam Ernst.
All right. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Killian to the stage. Before we officially become graduates of West Lafayette High School, I'd like to talk a little bit about the significance of turning the tassel. In most graduation ceremonies, including ours, graduates wear their tassels on the right side of their caps before moving them to the left at the end of the ceremony. This action symbolizes our transition from student to graduate. Some people believe that wearing the tassel on the right side during the ceremony signifies that you have earned the right to graduate. So I'd like to issue an apology on behalf of myself and everyone else who wore the tassel on the left side of their caps during our cap and gown photo shoot back in May. I am very sorry we broke these extremely important rules. And I hope that now, by wearing our tassels on the right side, we may regain our right to graduate. But in all honesty, I think that our class deserves a pass for this. Nothing about this end to our senior year was traditional, including the placement of our tassels. And I think that's what makes today special. We finally get to have a traditional graduation to acknowledge all our hard work all these 4 years. Now, if all graduates could please rise and welcome Dr. Killian to the lectern.
Thank you very much. What you might not know is your class is very special to me, and here's why. Your kindergarten year, your first year, was my first year here as superintendent, and I've watched you grow from Cumberland to Happy Hollow to the junior senior high school. And if I ever had any inclination that our future is bright and we are going to be taken care of by future leaders, I've seen it in you. So well done. I am proud to have traveled this journey with you, and that's what makes this day special for me. Now, before I do the proclamation, a couple of quick announcements. Once we do that, I will have you all sit down again, and then I will start the dismissal process, and I'm going to do it a little differently. We're going to start with the last row. The last shall be first. So I thought we'd do it a little differently because we're in a different, I love technology when it works. We're in a different world, and you're going to lead it, and you're going to help us to make our future brighter. So once we're done, I'll have you all seated, and then I will start dismissing from the back row, and you will exit to your right. And ladies and gentlemen in the stands, you will exit to your right, this way. So, by the powers invested in me by the state of Indiana as school superintendent of the West Lafayette Community School Corporation, Board of School Trustees, I affirm that the graduates standing before you have met all of the requirements required to become graduates of Westside Junior Senior High School. Graduates, you may move your tassel from your right to your left. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2020. Okay, graduates, please be seated, and we're going to try to do this as orderly as we can and as efficient as we can. So last row, stand up, exit to your right. Everyone, thank you very much. You may exit to your right. All right, next row. You can follow the last row and so on. I don't need to stay here and tell you to do that.